Hi everyone. In today's video, we are going to cover a very interesting flower and a very common one at that. This is the marigold. If you see within the marigolds themselves, there are multiple varieties. So this one here that I have is called the French marigold. It is called the Tagetes petula. Most common variety that we see, we all know it as Genda Pool, or the ones that are available in the markets, which you use for festivals or decorations for weddings, etc. That is the large variety, more of the full rounded flower, and that's called the Tagetes erecta or the African marigold. Sometimes it's also called the American marigold. Now, these marigolds are native to the Americas, in Central America. Then slowly it moved to Africa, and that's where most of the cultivation happened, and that's where African marigolds got their name from. As I said before, three primary varieties: the Tagetes erecta or the African marigold. You have this one, which is the Tagetes petula or the French marigold, and then you have also the Tagetes tenuifolia, or it's called the Cygnet marigold. Now, Cygnet is more like, if you look at the petula, it is more of a hybrid between the African as well as the Cygnet. Cygnet looks more of like a calendula with one row of petals, versus your petula has multiple rows, but it's not as big or not as rounded as the African marigold. Now, why are these plants so important? First of all, they are very easy to grow. The propagation for these very readily, they can grow from seeds. Yeah, see that this one particularly, this bloom has kind of withered. Now here is where the seeds are. So if I let these seeds dry, of course I can deadhead it and just let the flower be, and all these seed pods are going to become black. And once they are black here, if I just put it into soil, it will just pop up and they germinate pretty quickly. And from seed to bloom, it is like almost 8 weeks. So within a couple of months, you'll have a new blooming plant right from seed. And the other way to propagate them, of course, the easiest way is to also propagate them from stem. So just cut the stem cuttings, a small piece. You could use a rooting hormone or even without it, it doesn't matter. Ideally, if you're doing stem cuttings, use sand to propagate. Just push the stem cuttings into sand. Once the roots develop, you can transplant them into the final location where you want them to be. So they are very easily grown from stem cuttings, easily grown from seeds as well. And of course, you can always split them up and transplant them. In terms of care requirements, sun-loving plants. Okay, they love the sun, so they can grow in direct sunlight, absolutely no problems. They like their water, but they also like to be dried between waterings. They absolutely do not like soggy feet. They don't like to sit in water. They are grown more as companion plants, and the reason for that is they have very good insecticide properties, especially when it comes to nematodes as we call them, right? Just like neem cake can kill these microscopic insects in the soil. Similarly, marigolds have a similar kind of property, insecticidal property. Because of that, they are normally known as companion plants. For instance, they can grow very well as companion plants with tomatoes. It's told that they can save the tomato crop from nematode attacks. At the same time, because of the pungent smell that marigolds have, the tomato hornworms especially, or any other kind of insects, don't really attack the tomato plants. Having said that, it is not that marigolds can't get pest infested. They can. They are pretty popular with spider mites. But at the same time, as companion plants, they do protect crops. When it comes to temperatures, they are pretty, especially in India, they can be grown throughout the year. I wouldn't call them perennial because they'll get flowers and then they'll die, but you can keep propagating them because it's so easy to propagate them both from their blooms, from seeds, as well as from the stems. One thing to remember about marigolds is please do deadhead them, right? For instance, I have this one deadheaded. I did the same here, and you can see new buds coming. So as soon as you find that the blooms are dying or withered, immediately just pluck it off, deadhead it, so that new blooms or new growth can come up. You do not require to fertilize them. In fact, avoid using high nitrogen fertilizer because what you'll get is a lot of foliage and not many blooms. As long as you don't overwater them and you let them dry between waterings, they will keep blooming. Especially if you're growing them as companion plants with other crops, avoid fertilization. And as long as you give them the right conditions of water and light and sun requirements, they should do well for you. Deadhead them often so that you can get more bushier growth. That's very important for them. Okay, so Tagetes is the name. They part of the daisy family, and you could also call them part of the sunflower family. Especially in India, they are really considered to be auspicious. Most religious functions, they find a place of prominence. They are used in weddings, they are used for festivals, they are used to offer prayers, etc. Right? So, and no religion, no bar. So, these are considered to be auspicious flowers, and they are so rewarding once you have them. The African marigolds, especially the big tall varieties, they look absolutely pretty once they bloom. They are a beginner's delight, right? Because you don't really need to do much with them. So do add them to your collection and do grow them. And if you're growing them in the balcony or you're growing them on the terrace, give them the sunniest spot in your balcony and you can see them thrive. Okay, thanks so much for listening in, and I hope you can grow these lovely plants. Thank you so much. Bye.